let me give you what the statistics say about certain things. Now, normal retirement age is typically between 65 and 66 years old for most people. That's when you start getting your full retirement benefits, which is, like I said, a little over $1,700. In some cases, it's $1,500. It just depends on how much you are making in your job, is how much they were taken away, a certain percentage. Good evening, folks. How are you? I'm coming to you from Louisville, Kentucky. It's April the 7th. Tomorrow will be April the 8th, which is the eclipse going on at about 3:10 in the afternoon. Yes, the eclipse. But anyways, I want to talk about retirement and how I feel about retirement, and should you retire when you're 62 or full retirement age, which right now is between 65 and 67 years old. And I did bring it up on one of my videos why I want to wait till I'm full retirement age, which is, for me, it would be 66 years old and 10 months, which would be in 2026. January 2026 would be my 66 and 10 month. And I want to wait to get my full retirement money, because I feel like I've been pitching in for 50 years, folks. I've been working since I was 15 years old, and I haven't stopped working, and I'm 65 now. So I've been putting in money for 50 years into the Social Security Administration. So I feel if I retire at 62, they're not going to give me that much money. But if I retire at full retirement age, I would get almost 40% more. But it just all depends on how much you make, and how much goes into your retirement is how much you'll be getting back on a monthly check. Granted, if you retire when you're 70, then you get even more, but that's what I was going to do, is retire until I was 70. And then I started talking to Jen, and I started going to meet her. This is my second year to go see her in the Philippines, and she convinced me to retire early. She actually wants me to retire now, but I don't want to. I told her I won't work until I'm 70, which is what I wanted to do. And so now I'm going to retire when I'm 67, which is in 2027 is when I'm going to retire, which I'll be 67, almost 67 years old. March is my birthday. But anyways, it just depends on, and here in the United States, it's very expensive. I mentioned that on my last video, how expensive it is to live here. And my monthly expenses are $1,700 a month, which is a lot of money if you're going to live on Social Security. Excuse me, I'm going to get the calculator. So if you're going to live on Social Security, you better be making plus that. $1,700 a month is what my expenses are monthly. That's 94,000 pesos a month. And that's not even house payment. Now, my house is paid off, so I don't have to worry about a house payment, or mortgage is what they call it here. And I can imagine if you have a mortgage here, a mortgage payment is way over $1,000 a month now. So if my expenses are $1,700 and you add another $1,000 for a mortgage payment, you're looking at $2,700 a month in expenses. If your mortgage is that cheap, $1,000, because most mortgages are way more than that. That's almost 150,000 pesos a month that you have to come up with. And Retirement here the payment ranges between $1,400 a month and $1,700 a month is what your normal person makes in retirement benefits monthly if they retire. So it's kind of hard to make a mortgage payment and then live and pay all your bills comfortably. You'd have to be making almost $2,700 more. I mean, you have to make a total of $2,700 if you have a mortgage payment. So if you get the top of the chart of Social Security, which is about $1,700, that only leaves you for the expensive, not your mortgage. So you would have to find a part-time job just to be able to pay for that. So I know that's why a lot of people think moving to third world countries, it'd be a lot better and they don't have to worry about their Social Security being a certain amount because they could live on a cheaper budget in other countries like Mexico, the Philippines, all those countries that are a lot cheaper than what it is here in the United States. And I can see that point, but I wouldn't want to live like that on a $1,700 Social Security check. I know a lot of bloggers and expats in their channels are pushing that issue that you can live with $1,000 or a month or $1,500 a month or even $1,800 or $2,000. And yeah, you can live with that, but I want a better life than that. I want to be able to live a lot better than that. I mean, if you're going to go to another country, and third world countries aren't like the US where you get electricity, you get sewage, you get water. It's all part of the deal living in the US, but you go to a third world country, that's not really part of the deal. It gets to be more expensive if you want to live the lifestyle that you're accustomed to, like in the US. So yeah, it's going to cost you $2,000 a month in the Philippines or in any other third world countries. At least $2,000 a month is what you need to be getting or making, or a pension or Social Security. And I don't find that just the minimum Social Security payment, which is at the top of the range, about $1,700, would reach that goal if you living as good as you do here in the US. And I want better than that for me and Jennifer. I want to be able to travel, not worry about medical insurance. I mean, I'd rather just use my savings and use that to pay for any kind of medical problems that I have. I'm pretty healthy, so I really don't have any problems, but I know in the future, as I get older, I might, but I'll have enough money saved up to take care of those issues, and maybe I won't need insurance. Or if it's cheap enough to find a good insurance in the Philippines, I will get insurance for that matter. But here's some of the statistics that I've been reading about retirement and stuff. And as you know, I did retire back in 2019. I retired after I left my truck driving job. I decided to give retirement a try, and I could not handle it. It was just too boring. I could not sit at home, watch TV, eat and sleep, and do that on a normal basis, which I did for about a year, but then I started fixing my home, so that kind of killed the boredom of staying home. And then I was going to go to work in 2020, but I told you guys, COVID started, so I decided to stay home, and that was even more boredom because my house was already finished and built and everything, and I opened it up, the open concept that I showed you on my last video. So for 2020, I was all alone, bored with my little taco dog, and I couldn't hack not doing nothing. I'm used to working. Like I said, I've been working since I was 15 years old, and 50 years later, I'm still working, and I love to work. I like to make money, and I like to save money. But I don't think it's a smart thing to do, retire and just stay home and do nothing. You got to stay active, and working. It's good exercise. Plus, you make money. Now, when I go to the Philippines for 2 months, I don't work, right? I just stay with Jan, and we go out to eat, and we go out shopping for food. And I started walking a lot. I would walk 40 minutes a day to keep the 10,000 steps going every day, which that helps you stay healthy. The statistics shows that if you retire, the most people die within 1 and 2 years of retirement because they don't stay active and they don't keep physically active like when they had a job. And especially if you live alone, boredom and sadness is going to kill you even faster. And that's the reason why a lot of American retired guys are moving to other countries to find love and find somebody to stay with and have a nice partner to share life with. I mean, there's no point in retiring if you're just going to stay at home and in 4 walls, and you must be in jail if that's all you're going to do is just stay home and eat and sleep. It's no wonder why people die after retiring after 2 years. It's just their body just shuts down. There's no reason to live, or nobody to love, or nobody to share life with. And that's why expats move to other countries for that reason. But let me give you what the statistics say about certain things. Now, normal retirement age is typically between 65 and 66 years old for most people. That's when you start getting your full retirement benefits, which is, like I said, a little over $1,700. In some cases, it's $1,500. It just depends on how much you are making in your job, is how much they were taken away, a certain percentage. Now, a 65-year-old retired woman is going to live almost 20 years more after her retirement, which means she'll probably live until she's 85. Now, for men, when they retire, their age is going to go up to 82 years old after retirement, which means they'll live another 17 years. So that's not that much of retirement age to live. I mean, let me put it in my perspective. I worked 50 years of my life, and yet they claim that I'm only going to live 17 more years after retirement, which I'll be 82 years old. And I don't find that to be right for me, because everybody in my family lived past 93, and I plan on living past 93. I'm gonna do the best I can with my health. I'm gonna keep healthy. I'm gonna keep fit. I'm gonna walk a lot. I'm gonna build a pool in my house when I move to the Philippines. It's gonna have a nice pool because I love to swim, and that's gonna be one of my exercises, is swimming, and then going out walks with Jennifer, or even going shopping around the area or whatever. But I am gonna keep fit. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke either. So that's another killer of people and reducing your lifespan, is alcohol and cigarettes and bad habits. You should I just read that instead of 8 hours sleep, that 7 is the requirement now, that 7 is the normal amount of sleep, which is what I get almost every night, is 7 hours of sleep. So if you plan, and then of course having a couple helps you live longer too. You know, you're not going to be sad, you're not going to be alone, and that also helps your longevity. So there's 6.3 million people in America over the age of 85 right now. That number is only going up as we speak. That 6.3 million, that's only 2%, folks. 2% of Americans are living up to 85%. Are living up to 85 years old, which, wow, that's not a lot. 85, I think it should be more. And I think what's killing Americans is the food that we're eating. We're accustomed to eating fast food, junk food. Everything is easy. We don't even have to walk to a restaurant. We can just drive up to and pick up food. You don't even have to get out of your car. That's how lazy we U.S. people are getting. It's just insane. Or you can just stay home and pick up the phone and order food, grab all these food delivery places, pizza, whatever, all this shit food that is killing us. We can get it delivered to us and we don't even have to get out of our house. That's how bad we are. We don't exercise. And yeah, I can see why people are dying younger. But back in the day, like my dad, he lived to 93. My grandma lived past 93. All these older generations been living past 90. Why? Because they didn't have all this luxury that we have now. Fast food, call-in orders, don't even have to drive to go get it. They'll deliver it to your house. It's ridiculous now. We're killing each other from our laziness and stuff, and not being able to cook our own meal, which would save you money in the long run. So the common challenges of retirement is the struggling to switch off from work mode and relax mode, especially the early weeks and the month of retirement. It's hard to from working all the time, and now you're retired and there's nothing to do. You just sit here and look at the walls or look at the tube, and you get bored of watching TV, so you have to get up and get something to eat, and you eat more than you have to because you're bored. And that's what's killing people after retirement, and it's not going to do me that way. The other things that happens when you retirement is you're feeling anxious of having more time on your hands and less money to spend. You're more anxious because there's nothing to do, and now you're living on a budget. It's not like you're making a paycheck anymore. You're either living off Social Security, or if you're lucky, you'll have an extra income from a pension. And if you were smart, you save money, and you won't have to worry about money problems. And I can see why some foreigners move to other countries, because it's cheaper to live. But again, you're not going to live as good as in U.S. unless you really have a good savings, or you have a good Social Security coming to you. The other thing is finding it difficult to fill the extra hours. You now have to deal with meaningful activity. So again, it's about the boredom. You have to find something to do. And for me, as Jennifer, is what I find going to make my life happier, and things that we can do together. We're going to go vacations, hopefully once a month, go out shopping, go out for walks, just somebody to talk to and share life with, not just sit here alone in this house and nobody to talk to, just watching TV and eating. It's not a life, and that's why most people die. Now, most research shows that delayed retirement helps reduce mortality, but the findings are mixed. So what they're saying is, if you do work longer, you're going to live longer. And I believe that's true, because that means you're working and you're exercising while you're working. I mean, granted, if you have a sitting job, but you're still working, your mind is working, your hands are working, so you're doing something. My job is more physical, in and out of my concrete truck and supplying workers with concrete, and I'm always in and out of the truck, cleaning the truck, putting the chutes in, putting the chutes out. So it's a physical job. I'm doing over 12,000 steps a day when I'm at work, which keeps me physically in good shape. And that's why the statistics are showing that if you work longer, you reduce mortality, but it's not a sure thing, but I think it would be. Retirement, boredom is not uncommon, and that's true. You're going to live alone. You're going to be bored to death. You're going to be watching TV all the time, or if you're a reader, that's good for you. Read, but you need to be physically active or you're going to rot away and die young. Your body needs to move. You need to give it exercise. We're like a plant, you know. If the plant don't get no sun, it's going to die. The plant don't get no water, it's going to die. The plant don't get no love, it's going to die. And the same with a person. You don't get water, you don't get exercise, you don't get food, you don't get love, you're going to wilt away, folks. Retirement is not for everybody. It wasn't for me for the 2 years that I retire, and it's not going to be the retirement that the U.S. is accustomed to, is staying home and doing nothing and relaxing. That's not retirement. That's a death sentence, folks. That's you're killing yourself for just thinking retirement is just to relax and sit at home and eat and watch TV. That is not retirement. That's just being lazy and just going to cut your life 10 years shorter than it should be. Be active when you retire, otherwise you're going to be buried 6 feet under. What's the biggest retirement regret among seniors? Not saving is a major regret, folks. If you don't save money, you're going to regret it. I started late. I'm like most Americans. I never thought about it, savings. I actually started saving when I started retiring for those 2 years, which has now been maybe 4 years that I started saving and stuff. And granted, I am going to get my Social Security, and now I will be getting a pension from this job I'm doing. But you should be thinking about retirement when you're 30 years old, maybe at the latest 40 years old. But most people don't think about retirement and don't think about savings until they reach 60, maybe 55 plus. For me, it was a little over 60 when I started thinking, damn, I got to have a savings account. And so I started saving and thinking about retirement and that I need more income and stuff. So I'm working on it. I've been working on it, and it's working out good. So not saving is a major regret for people that are retired. So don't do it. You know, think about it before you retire. Start saving, start pinching pennies, stop wasting money on crap, stop buying fast food that's killing you. It's more expensive if you buy fast food or go out to restaurants every night. You can make your own food. Don't be lazy, and you can save money that way. I've saved lots of money that way. And pinching pennies and making your own food, you can save a lot of money, folks. The other thing that the regrets of retirement people are not making the most of their 401k. So you need to make the most of your 401k. Use it. Put money into it. Most jobs will put 6% of what you put into 401k. They'll add 6% to it. Not enrolling in the plan early enough is a mistake. That retired people do. As soon as you get a job and they have a 401k, get in on it. Put the maximum amount you can, and not saving the maximum amount allowed by the plan is the other regret, which retired people have. So if you're going to put 401k and start putting money, put the maximum you can. I know it's hard, but if you live by yourself, it's not that hard. If you're a single man, it's not that hard. Of course, if you're a family man, it's going to be tough to do that. But If you're like most Joe Blows that's going to move to another foreign country because it's cheaper, then start saving, start pinching money and start making your own food and save your money that way, and start a 401k and put the most you can into it. Don't wait until you retire to think about, wow, I should have done it. Don't waste your time. Having a partner helps you live longer too. That's for sure. They claim that having a partner helps you live 2 years or more longer, and that's because you're happier and less stressful, not being alone. And I actually agree with all that stuff, that it does help you live longer. Also, studies show that you eat better and are less likely to smoke and drink excessively, because your partner is going to get on you for drinking and smoking or whatever. I know Jennifer gets on me, like sometimes I say, hey baby, can I get me a Pepsi or a Coke? I haven't had one in a week, and sometimes I like to drink something sweet, and she'll say, no, it's not good for you, and I'll say, all right, you're right, and I won't get it. But then sometimes I will. I'll say, shoot, I'm old enough to decide what's good and not good for me, and I know better, and I don't do it as often, but Jennifer helps me in those matter, to stay healthy and not eat sweets and not drink too many sweets and stuff. So having a partner does help the longevity of your mortality. Yes, you will live longer with a partner. A partner can also bring happiness to your life and extend your life expectancy compared to those who are single or are unhappy, or in an unhappy relationship. So yes, that is why I believe that most Americans who do move to other countries, Mexico, Thailand, Philippines, any Asian country that is a lot cheaper living there than it is in the US, is why they're moving there. And in some cases it is because their Social Security monthly check is not enough to live on here in the US, especially if they have a mortgage payment. But I think, or for my case, is I don't want to live alone. I need that certain special person that I can love and kiss and hug and be thankful for life and treat her well and enjoy vacations with her. When I was single, after I divorced my first wife, I went on a cruise by myself, a 14-day cruise. I've been on cruises before with my first wife, and we had a ball, we had a blast. So I decided to go on a cruise by myself. It was miserable. I wasn't happy. All I did was eat, because that's all you do on a cruise anyways. And I had nobody to share the pictures and the beauty of the country that I was visiting. I had nobody to share it with, nobody to take pictures with. It was a total drag, folks. I never did it again after that. And I love taking cruises, but I never did it again. I stopped doing it. But when I was married, I went to a few cruises with my wives, even my second wife. But yeah, just being by yourself, it's not meant to be. We're creatures that need to have somebody next to. That's why people have friends, because we need that. We need the friendship. We need the camaraderie to have relationships and friends and do things with other people. We need that. We need to share our lives with somebody. And for me, I need to share my life with a woman, because I love the female aspect of having a partner. I think it's the best thing God ever made for men. And I thank him for that. I mean, I know they say a dog is a man's best friend here in the US, but for me in the Philippines, the woman is my best friend. And Taco, my little chihuahua, will be my second best friend, because Jennifer will be my best friend for life. And she has been a true godsend for me. She takes care of me. And in return, I'm going to take care of her as long as I live. And even past that, when I die, she won't have to worry about a thing. She would, oh, sure. I've told her, when I die, I don't want you to live alone, Jen. Find yourself a boyfriend. If you don't want another boyfriend, find yourself a niece or a cousin that can move in with you and take care of you, and you can share situations with somebody, and just do not live alone. And I don't want that for her. I don't want her to live alone after I die. And, you know, I plan on being around for another 30 years when me and her are together. So I'm hoping to live until 94, maybe 95, and I plan on living that long. And that's why I'm trying to make as much money and save as much money as I can. And that's the reason why I'm going to retire at full retirement age at 66 and 10 months. I know the government now is thinking anybody born after 1960, they're going to try to change the retirement age to 70, full retirement age to 70, which is going to suck for those people that are younger than me. But again, you guys got to start saving, folks. It's never early enough, and put $1 a week if you can. If you start putting $1 a week for the next 50 years, if you're 30 years old, or it adds up, folks. You'd be amazed how much money adds up if you start saving it. And that's the key: savings, and working hard while you're young and you can. And live good, live healthy. Exercise is the key to long life. Exercise, good food. Watch what you eat. Stop eating crap, fast food that's killing people. Cut down on the white stuff: wheat, flour, rice, noodles, spaghetti. Anything white is not good for you, because it turns into sugar. You guys learn that. Start learning about the foods that you eat, and you'll learn that sugar is killing us. Sugar is in everything, folks. You look at the back of the ingredients in any can: sugar. There's stuff that you never thought had sugar, has sugar in it. And it's insane. I've been reading for the past 8 years or more the back of labels, and I'm shocked by what I read. Sugar, all this, everything that I've never thought had sugar has sugar in it, folks. It's hard to believe. That's what is getting addicted to certain food, is sugar. Quit the sodas. Oh my God, quit the sodas. 1 can of soda has enough sugar intake for the whole day of an adult male. So if you drink 1 can of Coke or Pepsi, you drank enough sugar for the whole day. And that's just 1 can, but you're eating food, you're eating hamburger, you're eating bread, you're eating all that has carbohydrates that turn into sugar. Anything, bread, any flour, any white stuff that's carbohydrate, turns into sugar. So you drink 1 can of soda with a cheeseburger and a French fry, and it's fried, and you put ketchup. Ketchup's got sugar. You're already exceeding the limit of the sugar intake for an adult. That's just lunchtime. That's not counting dinner and breakfast. If you eat breakfast and you love your cereal with milk, the milk is great, but the cereal, the worst thing you can eat is cereal. Nothing but sugar is killing our kids. That's why they have bad teeth. Younger kids have to go to the dentist more often, because they think they're eating good, because ooh, breakfast with cereal and milk. My kids are eating good. They're getting their milk. Yeah, but you're messing their lives up with that cereal that's nothing but sugar. Look behind the box of cereal and see how much sugar it has. And then go to Google and find out how much sugar should a young person take a day. And I can guarantee you that it's going to exceed what you're giving them throughout the whole day. So kids are getting fat because of it. Not healthy. We're teaching them to eat bad, not healthy. Drink a lot of water is the key. Water will fill you up and it'll clean your system. Coffee is bad for you, folks. Tea is bad for you, folks. It's got caffeine. It's bad for you. It's bad for your blood. You need nitric oxide to keep the blood flowing through your veins, and all that food that you're eating is clogging up your veins and not getting that nitric oxide that's making you healthy. And there's lots of food that gives you all that nitric oxide. And read about it, folks. Go to YouTube and read about nitric oxide, and you will see what I'm talking about. Go to YouTube and write nitric oxide, and you will learn about life and how we're killing each other by the stuff we eat. Do your studies. Do it soon. Don't wait until you're my age. Please, please, folks, don't wait until you're my age when it's getting later and later in life. And like I said, I waited too long to find out, and I'm passing it on to everybody that's looking at my channel. Pass it on, folks. That's all I could say. Just be kind, just be good, just love one another. If you can share $1, give $1. If you can give $2, give $2. If you're in the Philippines, give 100 pesos. If you can afford more, give 200 pesos. It will help a Filipino family. It'll help anybody that really needs it, you know. And our kids are our future, folks. We need to start teaching them how to eat better, and it starts with the parent. And I'm not cutting down the parent that you're teaching them to eat bad. We didn't know any better ourselves. We weren't taught. We didn't have, my parents didn't have all this crap food when they were growing up, and they didn't know the damages they were causing to us with the food we're getting. And it's getting worse now because nobody wants to go nowhere to get food. It's just drive through, drive out, go home, stay home and sit, eat it, watch TV, drink your soda, eat your fries, eat your burger, and you sit there and you just get fat, lazy, and sick. Now, get yourself healthy, folks. Start going on YouTube and learning about what's destroying your body. And you expats, you guys that are getting ready to retire, I suggest it's not just about the money, it's about the health as well. Get healthy, start catching up on your health. Read up, study like I have, and you can't go wrong. Anyways, thank you, folks. God bless you all. Be kind and everything, and be generous. Love one another. Hasta la vista, sayonara, arrivederci, palam palam. Thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe. Oh, wait, that's not what I meant. Like they say in other channel, please subscribe and like and ring the bell. Bing, bing, bing. So, yeah, do that, folks. Pass it on. If you like this video, let me know what you think. If you really like it, share it, folks, because if you're getting into my age, past 60, or even if you plan on retiring early in your 50s, start looking at videos on YouTube and look at the health benefits of nitric oxide and what you need to make a better life and live longer. Because I plan on living long. I want to get every penny that I put into Social Security back. I've added it up, and I almost gave them $400,000 for 50 years of my life of working. $400,000 the government has that I've given them for Social Security, folks. And then they're planning on me dying early, and they're planning on you dying early so they don't have to pay up Social Security. And that's how we get back at the government. Live long, live healthy, stay out of the crap food. Thank you, folks. God bless you all. Palam, palam. Adios, folks. Thank you for visiting my channel. Thank you very much. What? You still here? Go. Go. Go about your business. All right? Take care. Bye-bye. What? Come on, people. You guys gotta go. Go make your food. Go cook something good. All right? The video is over with. You can go about your business now. Thank you for viewing me. Palam palam. Come on, people. I guess I got to turn the camera off because you guys ain't leaving. Take care, guys. Palam palam. Bye-bye.